Hey future dentists, if you're applying to a US dental school, you already know how important letter of recommendation or LOR is. It's a huge deal, right? But how do you know that you make your letter of recommendation a powerful asset for your application? Today I'm going to reveal 3 important tips that help you to stand out with your letter of recommendation among a pile of generic letters. Let's get started. Alright, so tip number 1, no more boring and generic letters, please. Okay, let's be honest. Most recommendations just sound the same. For example, Jack is hardworking, professional, team player. It sounds very familiar, right? Exactly. Admissions officer read thousands of letters of recommendation each day, and you just don't want to be another one in that pile. So ask your recommender to actually define what you are in the letter of recommendation. So how would that go? Ask them to mention if you're someone who is ready to take up challenging cases, or if you're someone who has taken an initiative with a research project, or if you're someone who can make an anxious patient feel comfortable. So ask them to mention something that actually makes you unique or different from the rest. That would be a really good add-on to your recommendation letter. And tip number 2, a vivid memory can create an instant impact. Okay, now here's what most people miss. You just don't want a list of skills or something like a good terms, but you just need a story. Ask your recommender to include a real memory of working with you, or maybe remember when they saw you, or remember when they actually saw you handling a difficult patient or a difficult procedure. Alright, so think about it. When you read a recommendation letter that says, I remember when Jack has handled a difficult patient who was very anxious, but at the end of the day, after the procedure, the patient went back smiling. It's a story, and that's something that sticks to the mind of the reader. So, stories create a great impact and they actually bring life to your application. So, ask your recommender to actually mention a vivid memory that they remember. Okay, now here's the golden tip. Your letter of recommendation should mention about your personal brand and dentistry. What do I mean? Let's say your statement of purpose mentions about your experience in pediatric dentistry. Then ask your recommender to actually recall a memory of you with the kids. And if they mention about those specifics, and it brings an alignment to your statement of purpose and makes the application look holistic. And just think about it. Wouldn't it be powerful if your recommender also mentions about your personal niche in dentistry? It creates a great impact in the mind of the reader. Or maybe if they have actually seen you connecting with children, or how you connect with a patient with the special needs, or if you're someone who is really interested in root canals, how did you tackle your root canal or most difficult root canal procedure? In that case, it actually gives a holistic approach, and when your letter of recommendation aligns with the statement of purpose, it makes your application look really powerful as a candidate. And these tiny little details make a huge impact in your application, especially when the admission committee is actually deciding who gets in. Alright, so there you go. These are the 3 proven ways which turn out your letter of recommendation letter into a wow. So remember, be specific, ask them to talk about your niche, and align your letter of recommendation to your personal interest or your statement of purpose. These small details actually make a very huge difference when an admission committee is actually going through your letter of recommendation. If you found this really helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it to someone who really is in the journey of US dental school application. And also let me know, what is your biggest challenge or struggle in getting a really good letter of recommendation. Maybe I could help.